Hello and welcome to Not Alone with Pride in Surrey. I'm Vix, I'm on the team, I'm safeguarding and accessibility. I am a white woman, brown, long hair, blue glasses, sitting on a very comfy disabled chair, and I'm chatting to the very lovely Zayna today. Zayna, hello, welcome.
Good afternoon / early eve.
Yes. Would you like to introduce yourself for people watching?
Absolutely, yes. So my name's Zayna Ratty and I am the first POC chair of Oxford Pride. As a day job, I'm a BAME LGBTQIA+ hypnopsychotherapist and trainer. And I am a delightfully and extremely proud to say I'm a 42-year-old mixed heritage, that's Nigerian and white British female. And I am currently sat in my office with a headset on and a mum bun, which is kind of the look that I've been assuming through most of lockdown, when actually it's a lot of effort to do your hair and keep your hair looking nice all of the time.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you for that lovely introduction. So, what has it been like as the chair of a Pride?
It's been when I was thankfully voted in last June. In my speech, I said, this is the most exciting, but also the most terrifying experience I'm ever likely to undergo. And I was not wrong, to be honest. We could not have predicted what happened this year. And it has made it difficult in parts. It's made it difficult to retain committee. People have lost their livelihoods. People have had to move. People have had to self-isolate, and it has caused problems. The committee have been amazing, and we still managed to put on a week's virtual festival, and then we started off with the idea of just doing some pre-recorded videos actually on the Saturday, which would normally have been Pride Day, and that turned into a 3-hour live link with lots of different members of the committee and lots of different videos that at the last minute I hosted, kind of with absolutely no idea, and that was great fun. That was something that I wouldn't have experienced if this hadn't have happened, but it was also great for social media engagement as well. So yes, bit of a year. The term that I was voted in for is 2 years, so fingers crossed, touch wood, and all the other rituals and superstitions that something happens and Pride will come back to the streets of Oxford next year.
Yeah, we all hope that will happen. We all hope that will happen. So let me ask you, Pride organisers in generally is quite a white male dominated area. How's it been like for you to be female and a person of colour in that arena?
Well, I'm quite lucky in that I've been on the Pride committee for a few years, and I was community liaison officer before I took Pride, chair of Pride, and there was a female in place as chair the year before me, so that was quite nice because it meant, well, actually it's not necessarily a male dominated role within Oxford, but still when you are looking at the fact that there was not a person of colour and female as a chair until 2019, this is, when we talk about kind of equal marriage, and we talk about actually not that long has passed before we got equal marriage, or not that long has passed since Section 28 was taken off the statute books. these things are evolving all the time, and these things are all very new. You know, it is still male white orientated. There are organizations that assist Pride, and they are still fairly white male orientated organizations. It's difficult to navigate through that as someone who doesn't necessarily have a lot in common or a lot of shared cultural heritage or lived experience.
Yeah. Wow. So how has it been for you coming out, being part of the LGBTQ community in general? Has that been a different experience? Has it been easy? Has it been hard? What sort of barriers have you faced?
Yeah, so lots of barriers actually, in the notion that if you look at kind of 61%, and this is a Stonewall survey, 61% of Black people have experienced racism within the LGBTQIA+ community.
Wow.
You know, excluded from dating apps that are appreciatively have cleaned up their act a little bit when it comes to that, but there is still people that are exhibiting preferences, and that goes for gender diversity as well, and relationship diversity, that it's very, very difficult. And I did not come out, or I like to think invite people in to who I was until I was in my 30s. And then it was, I had always been bisexual, always, just never something that you can kind of say in public. And also the world that I work in, being a specialist hypnopsychotherapist, is very keen on no self-disclosure. I can hide that I'm bisexual because I am heteronormatively married. I'm a mother of 5 and a grandmother of 1. But I cannot hide my ethnicity, because it's one of those questions that you get that people are just trying to find out about you. Who are you? What are you? Where do you come from? And then you run into potential problems with how people perceive your answer. So, I am now known, and I do lots of writing about being a biracial, bisexual hypnopsychotherapist, because that's who I am. And I can't necessarily say to people, concealment is really bad for you, when I'm the one that's concealing.
Yeah. It's a hard that hypnotherapy, psychotherapy is very much based on authenticity, yet encouraging people to not be their authentic selves at the same time. So it's quite a one there. Something I wanted to say is there's a lot of bi-erasure in the community, and most especially for people in opposite gender relationships. Is there anything that you would like to expand on about that?
Yeah, so you get the adage. There are, anybody that's bisexual will have heard the really, really common, terribly unfunny and offensive jokes of, you just haven't made your mind up yet, which was something that was said to me by a member of my family when I came out to them in my mid-30s. Or you get, well, you're obviously straight now because you're married to someone who identifies as male. Nope, still bi. And you then have this, I think it was somebody, a friend of mine posted on Facebook, a poster that a shop had put in the window, and basically they were saying, we don't, if you are transphobic or homophobic or racist, we don't want you in our shop. Brilliant. So you're okay with biphobia then? but we are, bisexuality is considered by and large one of the largest sections within the marginalised communities of LGBTQIA+. Yet quite often we are overlooked, forgotten, maligned, made fun of.
Yeah.
And I think that, I spoke at the first ever Bi Pride, and the people that, we have these core psychological yearnings to belong. And to find that many bi plus people in a room is like, wow, we aren't enigmas or unicorns. We're here and we're everywhere. And nearly 40% of us can't tell you we're bi plus at work because we fear this phobic reaction, this misunderstanding. And I had a similar experience. I'm a Stonewall POC role model, and I went to my Stonewall training, and I walked into a room. I'm like, oh my goodness, we exist. There's lots of us. It's not just me. And to have that sense of belonging is so incredibly important.
Yeah, definitely. I think something that I'm kind of sick of correcting almost is because I'm in a relationship with a woman, I'm classed as a lesbian, when I don't identify as that at all. So yeah, I think you can get those sort of judgments from whoever you end up in a relationship with. You either, now you're gay, or now you're straight. And so it's just this sort of erased possibility that no, you still continue to be that same person. Something that has come up over and over again is the use of flags in the LGBTQ community, and especially at the moment we've got the NHS also having rainbow flags. There's a lot of debate about which flag. Have you got anything that you would like to say about the flags that we use? What should we use?
I would say use any flag you want to, but then think really why you're using that flag. If you're using the 6 stripe, don't go spouting that that's the original flag, because actually it isn't. The original flag that Gilbert Baker made had 8 stripes, not 6. So know your history to start with. But if the up-to-date 8 stripe, if you want to use the progress flag, they are flags within which I find belonging. So if I see people that are using the 6 stripe and going, this is the only flag we ever need to fly, that increases my feeling of othering within the community. In that people aren't necessarily considering how you might feel if you haven't been represented. There was a problem in Manchester about the 8 stripe, and it was somebody had done a poster for an entertainment poster, and it involved the 6 stripe, and then I think it was a unicorn that was vomiting the black and the brown stripe.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that type of imagery is extremely damaging, because you might not think it goes in, but it does. In my client work, I see things and we talk about things that go in, I call it by osmosis. It's there and we're consuming it, even if we don't think we are. And so pick a flag, use a flag, but also give consideration to other people who might feel excluded by your choice.
Thank you. That's really, really useful information. And it is good to hear that some flags can help you feel included, because I think that's something that is really important, and something for myself. If I see accessibility is being included, I'm like, yes, excellent. So I'm sure that for people, when they see themselves represented on a flag, they go, oh yes, I can come here, I can be here. So that's really good to know. Sorry, just pausing while my brain starts to work again.
Thank you for tuning in now to the amazing Cook Along Live and interview here this evening. We have a jam-packed show for you. Thanks very much for tuning in. That was part of the interview with Zayna Ratty, the chair of Oxford Pride. We will be coming back to that in a short while. A reminder to everybody, you are not alone. If you do need to talk to anybody, then there is always somebody there that you can talk to. Simply text the word talk to 88440. That's talk to 88440, and there are people around and waiting to obviously take your text message and support you. Alternatively, you can give us a call on 01483 663 700. We are here for you. We're Pride in Surrey, and we are telling you that you're not alone. We understand, obviously, that it might be a very difficult time at the moment with lots of uncertainty. Government making changes from effect of Monday. Maybe the COVID-19's on holiday until then, but who knows? But if you do need to talk about anything, please do text and reach out to us, because we can connect you to the amazing support that's available. We'll be crossing over to the amazing organisation that is Delightfully Greek in a short while. And let's just say we're going to be cooking up a fantastic treat, which is tzatziki. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I'm sure he'll be telling me in a short while if I'm getting that right or wrong. But fear not, we've got the rest of that interview coming up as well, and we've got some performances from some incredible people from within the community. I think because we haven't played it for so long, that we should go over to one of my faves. Shall I? I think we should. Let's play the UK Pride organisers' charity single for 2020. It's from the incredible singer-songwriter here in Woking. She might be all the way from Brazil, but she most definitely is part of the Pride in Surrey family, and of course part of this community here in Woking. So well done to you for bringing out such an amazing song. Here it is. It's My Shining Star. Yes, you are. From the incredible singer-songwriter here in Woking, it's Aberconnelly.
Hey you, I know what you're going through, and it breaks my heart. All you need to know, that even though there's so much pain and so much hurt, you are loved, you are loved, you are. Never lose your faith, never lose your hope. This is just a phase. You come out stronger, we'll be by your side. And you realize that you are, you're my shining star. And you shine so bright everywhere you go. And in my heart you are not alone, 'cause you are. Shining star. You're my shining star.
Absolutely incredible. My Shining Star, Yes You Are, the charity single from the amazing, talented singer-songwriter from Woking here in Surrey. It was Abercrombie, and you can go and download or stream that single at all good places right now. Reminder, obviously, that we do have, and we are part of Pride Stars, the online talent contest. If you haven't checked it out already, go and check it out, because there's been some incredible rounds. My favourite round has to have been round World 3. Yes, World 3. And the reason being was, well, it was just incredible. There were some incredible singers. We are going to be crossing over live to the amazing Greek restaurant here. I'll say restaurant, food outlet here in Woking in a short while. And trust me, you are not going to want to miss it, because Vangelis is absolutely incredible. He's a good laugh as well, and I'll be joining him live very, very soon. In fact, I can see him on the screen now. So let's see now if we can do this, because, well, technology, anything can happen. But I'm very confident now that we're going to be crossing live outside to the incredible, delightfully Greek. Here they are.
Welcome. Hey, Stephen, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Well, good evening. I'm going to pass over to you then, and well, tell us, what are we going to be cooking tonight?
So I thought I'd keep it as simple as possible, and for our community, if you don't put the salt and the pepper in, it's a great face mask too. It's called tzatziki, and it's a yogurt and cucumber.
If I say tzatziki, is that how you pronounce it? Tzatziki.
Tzatziki, yes.
Tzatziki.
I feel like I'm on Eurovision. I should say like Deux Francs or something like
that. Right. So without further ado, at home, are you ready to cook along with Vangelis? Well, I'm going to hand you over to him. And well, you can see all the ingredients on the side of the screen now. Just to confirm, that's a kilo of Greek yogurt, a cucumber, salt and pepper, 2 large cloves of garlic, and extra virgin olive oil. So over to you, Vangelis at Delightfully Greek.
Hello, everybody. So we'll make a very classic dish today called tzatziki, and it's made out of yogurt. Make sure you use Greek yogurt because all of the water is gone, and it has as much fat as possible in it, and it doesn't become as runny. Then it has cucumber, all right, some garlic. Now with social distancing, the more garlic you use, the more meters away people will be. So 1 clove is 1 meter, 2 cloves is 2 meters, and 3 cloves is definitely no one is coming near you. And then some salt and pepper. And well, if you have cucumber, you need extra virgin olive oil, okay, in order for everything to be mixed up and all the goodness to get through the yogurt. Now, the first thing we need to do is we wash the cucumber. We never use unwashed cucumber, and we grate it. Grating cucumber, always fun. Give it everything you have. Yeah, you can literally put all of your frustration into this cucumber. Right. So just for you to know, like a kilo of yogurt is about 1 cucumber. You can, if you like cucumber, you can put more cucumber in. If you don't like cucumber, you can put less. But it's about a kilo. A kilo yogurt, 1 cucumber. Quite easy to remember. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to really press the water out of this cucumber. Get rid of all the water And again, the reason for doing this is that it doesn't, the tzatziki becomes more of a cream rather than a runny kind of soup. And if you like cold soup, leave the water in. Now, what you can do with the water, and that's another thing we don't like to do here in Pilat for Greek, is waste any of the ingredients. So now that the water is gone, I throw it into my mixing bowl. There you go. Now this cucumber water here, it's full of goodness. So you could actually put like 2 liters of cold water with that cucumber water, and you make an amazing cucumber water for summer. Just amazing. Right, now we've put in the cucumber, and now it's time for our main culprit, the yogurt. Now when you buy Greek yogurt, be aware there will be a piece of paper. Take it off. It's one thing that doesn't taste very well. And we throw the yogurt in here. So that's half a kilo. We want a kilo, so we take the other yogurt too. Same procedure. Put it in there. And you see how creamy this yogurt is? It's just amazing. It's, you know, it's almost like a whipped cream consistency. If you take normal yogurt, you can do it with normal yogurt, it will become quite runny. So give it a good stir, make sure all of that gets together. Right, now why do we put the yogurt and the cucumber first? So that the yogurt and cucumber have time to actually get together, and you get all that taste going into the fat of the yogurt and giving you this lovely cucumber taste. Now, social distancing, or garlic. Now, I hate peeling garlic. It's one thing that I don't like doing. So I found this gadget. Looks ominous. Put garlic in, give it a good stir around, and look at that, the garlic is peeled. So we do that another 2 times. Another garlic piece, and the third one. Isn't it amazing? Really quick. Normally would take me hours to do this. All right. Now in the store we do 10 kilos of tzatziki at once, so that takes quite a long time. So now then we take the garlic clove and we take the very thin grater, okay, and we grate the garlic directly into the tzatziki. 2. So as we said, that's 2 meters of social distancing. And because we're Greek, we are safe. We go for the 3 meters. Right, now you can do that obviously at home with a blender or a kitchen machine or food processor, no issues. But I thought, no, it wasn't too much, so there we go. Beautiful. Now, garlic, give that also a good stir into. Now, salt and pepper. That's up to you. We use white pepper, because black pepper you can use too, but it would make the whole tzatziki gray. So if you use white pepper, you don't get that grayness. I would say it's about 2-3 grams of white pepper, or yeah, a couple of, and then salt, up to your liking. We don't put too much salt in. Again, I would say that's about 3 grams of salt. And now comes the oil. Now this is very important. Don't buy any kinds of olive oil. It needs to be extra virgin olive oil. I know it's expensive, but for raw usage, that's the best oil you can have, right? Extra virgin has all the antioxidants in it. It really works wonders in terms of flavor. And then don't be skimpy with the oil. Don't be skimpy. Keep on looking about. So really, because in Greece we say this is a salad, and no salad can be done without oil. So there you go. So you put the oil in, and then you give it a nice stir, and emulsify everything together. Now, the other thing you should know is about the tzatziki or the aubergine salad you do here, or smoky aubergine, or the feta cheese salad, is all of those need about an hour or two in the fridge to unfold all of their taste. Otherwise, you'll end up with quite a bland kind of just yogurty taste. So this one, leave it for an hour or so before you serve it. And that's it. It's literally that easy. You have done the tzatziki. Now, I know most of you, if you can't be bothered making it, okay, as I said, we have about 10 kilos here. Come over, pick some up. And yeah, it's up to next time. And hopefully we'll be able to show you something different and a little bit more complex next time.
You make it look so easily. You just literally whipped it up in like 10 minutes. There we go, done. Tell us, what does this go with then? What does this taste really nice with?
Oh, this tastes amazing with our spanakopita. So the spinach pies that we have, there you go. There you can see them. Or our feta cheese pies. Or if you want something lighter, with our pitas. So we have nice, freshly baked Greek pitas. And then you can put that on there with a little bit of oregano on it, a little bit more oil. Absolutely amazing.
So I've got to ask you, Evangelist, what is your most favorite Greek meal? What's the go-to meal would you recommend to anybody that had to choose one dish?
One dish? I can't do one dish. I need to do 2 dishes. One is a street food dish, which
if they complement each other.
Yeah, exactly. So one is a street food dish. It's gyros. It's our skewered meat that we have here. It's absolutely amazing. That's what I love, and that's why we have it here. And that's what we're trying to do, focus on one ingredient. Now, the other dish that I love and my mom and my grandmother make amazingly well is moussaka. I know it's a stereotype, but it is what I love. It's a baked, amazing baked aubergine, and the bechamel sauce on top is just, I mean, you see me, I'm dying here. I would love to have a piece. So that's the other one. So I can't wait for mom to come and to come here, or for me to go there, and for her to cook me one up.
So Delightfully Greek, then, obviously a fantastic place to go and grab some amazing food from. Now, how can people find you? Tell us about where your inspiration came from and why you came up with Delightfully Greek and why you're there today.
Well, I'm Greek. I was born into a family that had restaurants all their lives. But I went away and I studied and did 25 years of corporate business. And then at the beginning of the year, I decided, no, I can't do this anymore. I want to go back to my roots, back to what I love doing. And that is literally seeing people smile when they eat my food. So I decided with the business partner of mine, Corina Voka, to open up Delightfully Greek here in Woking in the Market Walk. For whoever doesn't know where it is, it's in between the Peacock Centre and the Woolsey Place. And to focus, as I said, on street food, Greek street food, but really focused on gyros, which is not a kebab as many people would think. It looks like a kebab, but it's very differently made. And on our amazing pies. So with feta and cheese stuffed crust, just amazing. And then baklava and those sweets. So that was kind of the idea. Focus, not give a huge menu, but a very focused menu that people will enjoy, and we can make to perfection.
Amazing. I'm just blown away because I'm literally scrolling through your menu now, and I'm thinking, oh, that looks nice. This looks nice. A bugazza and phyllo pastry. I mean, they just look incredible, and I absolutely love feta cheese. But and then you've got like little mini ones as well. They're just amazing.
Yeah, so the mini ones are amazing for kind of little parties, like office parties or home parties. So you can kind of order them by the kilo. You get like 20 pieces per kilo or something like that. And then obviously the prices are different to what's on the menu. The bugazza, amazing for breakfast. It's custard cream topped with sugar and with cinnamon. It's just, I mean, you can't but smile when I have it in the morning. It's a very, very traditional morning dish. So all of our pies are going up to about this time, and then we kind of phase them out to go into the gyros, which starts for lunchtime. The other thing we do, we modernize the street food a little bit, so we have 2 melts you can choose. So not just take the meat in a box with some chips, but like we put feta cheese into a grill, let it melt with some tomatoes and peppers, and then we put it onto the meat, and it goes into the meat. It's absolutely amazing.
I mean, I've just literally clicked on chips galore, and I've got. Let me just read this to people, because it's like an M&S advert. Let's just say that there are other supermarkets available. The ultimate treatment for your chips. Load them up with our signature Metaxa brandy sauce and feta cheese, or delightfully Greek Mediterranean medley. I mean, like, you've really thought about this.
Well, 25 years of marketing, something stuck. But it is not just marketing. I mean, I guess, I hope you guys can see it, that I'm passionate about what I'm doing, and I love giving taste to people and finding new ways of innovating classic street food. So that's what we try to do. And the brandy sauce is actually something my mom invented in one of our restaurants in Germany. And then all the restaurants in Germany now have the Metaxa sauce, as they call it. So it's a classic that my mom invented in the 70s, and now the whole of Germany has that sauce. So I thought we need to bring this to England, and the Brits need to really try it and see how amazing that tastes with gyros.
I mean, it just looks absolutely incredible, if you don't mind me saying so. And the idea of the Metaxa brandy sauce just goes down a treat. It's not just any ordinary Greek, it's delightfully Greek, and you can find out more information and order online at delightfullygreek.co.uk. In fact, you know what we're going to do right now is we're going to show you the site so that you can have a look. How about that? A reminder as well, obviously, there are so many different things to choose from. But I personally would recommend finishing off your meal with a bit of baklava, because I absolutely love it. I love it when Christmas comes along and they've got the baklava counters everywhere that you go, because I always have the trays and trays of them at home, but they don't last very long.
But here at Delightfully Greek, it's Christmas every day, so you can come in and pick up a baklava any day of the week, and you'll love it. One thing I wanted to say before to you, Steve, is I wanted to say what amazing job you guys are doing at Surrey, and how we as Delightfully Greek are really feeling very, very strong about the cause, and we want to help us in any way we can. And this cooperation between us is something that it's a great start with the cook along, but to go further than that, and to really, really influence the cause.
Oh, thank you so much, and the words really do mean a lot, and it's all about being here for the community, especially through these uncertain times. And of course, it must have been very difficult for you as somebody that's new, just arrived, kind of in Woking with your venture. Absolutely incredible. And then of course COVID-19. So I'm glad to see you open, and I'm glad to see that it's going well. The picture on your website, I've got to ask, because it's absolutely stunning. Yeah. Where is that road, that street with the blue wall?
That's Mykonos. That's in Mykonos.
It just looks incredible. It just looks absolutely stunning. I mean, it's a beautiful place. Unfortunately, it's on the list of places that we can't travel to. Me and my partner are due to go on holiday on Monday, and we were looking at the Greek islands, but you know what? No, we can't go. But we can have a taste of Greece by checking out Delightfully Greek and having a look. And you'll see on the website, it's really simple and easy. And if you're a user, obviously, of Uber Eats or Deliveroo, they're also available at the app, so go and check it out.
Yes.
And I'm sure we'll have you again on the show, whipping up a treat or two.
Oh, definitely. I'll be back. That's for sure.
Give us a tour of the kitchen. Show us the kitchen, then. Show us kind of what you've got. Yeah, go on.
So, Delightfully Greek. The whole point about the song is that we make food to fall in love with, and that's why the heart with the very Greek meal. And then that's the kitchen. As you can see, we have pork at the moment being done, and that's Bruno, our helpful helper. He's amazing. He's one of the best people we've had. Yeah, and then here we can see our freshly made sauces. So we have the tzatziki, as you can see there. That's like 2.5 kilos only, and the pink one on the back. That's the feta cheese and chili one, which we discussed, Stephen, briefly. So we are thinking of renaming it to the proud chili, and then whoever orders a dish with the proud chili, 50 cents of it would go to the cause. So that's the other thing. So the other thing we are doing, we are selling a little bit of Greek produce. This you can't smoke. This is a tea. Just kidding, guys. So that's a herbal tea. Great for when you feel a little bit anxious and stuff. Keeps you calm. We have wild oregano from the Mount Olympus. We have amazing honey from where Alexander the Great was actually born, in Philippus. And our bagels and the caprese. So we do a little bit of Greek products too, and this will expand as we grow.
Oh, very nice.
And
very
at the end, I want to show you something else. That's a baklava. I had to eat it.
Oh, don't you absolute tease. Oh. Well, actually, you know, the funniest thing, and anybody that watching right now that knows where the Pride office is, the Pride office is literally below your feet. We are literally underneath your feet.
Can you hear me? Can you hear my feet?
Yeah, we can hear you. I'm banging on the ceiling now. There we go. Oh, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. Always a good sport. And we always spot you on social media as well, doing your famous eating. And it's good to see you've got such a passion and enthusiasm for the food that you're producing, which is really nice. So go and check it out, delightfullygreek.co.uk. And a couple of people have been in touch.
Yeah.
Abicanilli from Brazil, she says yummy. Jan has said Greek food is amazing. I've got an email that's coming actually from somebody called Tommy. He's asking about drinks. With such kind of like cheese-rich foods, what would you recommend as a drink? Maybe a wine or even just a non-alcoholic drink that could go really well with the food.
So in terms of drinks, cheese-rich, go for a nice. I mean, in Greece we drink white wine quite a lot. Also red wine, but white wine quite a lot. So there's a very specific wine called Retsina. It's a resinous wine. Try it out. It needs to be ice cold. Try that with the cheese. It's absolutely amazing. As for non-alcoholic drinks, we have Lux Orange and Lux Lemonade here, which are, I'll show them to you, it's an orangeade and a lemonade, and an amazing product which is called Tungulu, which is the tea that I showed you earlier. So that's a herbal tea, but in a can. It has nothing else than the tea and honey in it. So those two would also go quite well. So try something that is not too rich, because the cheese will already give you a lot of richness. So you need something to go a little bit more sweeter to take that saltiness away at the end of the day.
Ouzo as well, apparently, I'm told. Ouzo is the national
Ouzo
drink.
We are working on getting a license so that we'll be able to have a little bit more of the alcohol offering. So Ouzo and Cipro, like a little mosaic that we could then do here. We are waiting still. We need to apply for it and get the license up and running. Once that's done, believe me, you'll see us on social media shouting that we have everything.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. Well, we look forward to seeing what you come up with next, and I'm sure we'll have you back very, very soon. Watch out on social media. We'll be sharing what's going on with Delightfully Greek. Thank you very much, Vangelis, and have a fabulous evening.
Thank you very much, guys, and enjoy the weekend. Take care.
Thank you. Fabulous. Well, that was Vangelis from Delightfully Greek. And now we are pretty much ready to roll back to the interview between Vix and Zayna Ratty, who is the chair, or shall I say, the chair of Oxford Pride. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Not Alone Live. Please do remember that you are not alone. There are many people out there that you can talk to, and we can connect you to them. So if you have something that is burning question, or somebody that you just genuinely need to get off your chest, or you maybe want to talk to us, then get in touch by simply texting us. The information and details will be popping up on the screen now. Text talk to 88440. That's talk to 88440. And please remember that your text will be charged the standard network rate. So it's a very small charge for that text. And then your replies will be included within your SMS rate. So if you've got 100 free messages, your replies will come out of that 100, if that makes sense. Any questions or queries, please do get in touch. And if you missed it earlier on, don't worry, you can watch it back. Here are the ingredients for the amazing dish that Vangelis quickly whipped up for us in the centre of Woking. Those are the ingredients that you'll need if you want to cook along, and obviously you'll be able to watch that back on all of our social media channels very, very soon. So without further ado, let's go over now to the second performance of this evening. The first performance that we aired for you was the incredible Abercrombie with My Shining Star, Yes You Are, and a reminder that that is the UK Pride Organisers charity single, so please do get behind that and support it. You can by streaming it on all the platforms and buying it on iTunes or other services that are available too. But I want to now cross over to another performer who is incredible. He brought out this track because for him it was about let me play you the track. I don't want to ruin it. This is an incredible track, and this is Smash B, who performed at Pride in Surrey's first ever event in August of 2019. It's a shame that we didn't get together as much as we possibly wanted this year, but fear not, we'll be back next year, and COVID-19 will be smashed out of the park, and we'll be good to go. But here is Smash B with this incredible cover of a track. It's lovely. Here we go.
But you didn't even notice. It ain't raining anymore. It's hard to breathe when all you know is the struggle of staying above the rising waterline. Well, the sky is finally open. The rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella. Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. If you could see what I see, you'll be blinded by the colors, yellow, red, orange and green, and at least a million others. So tie up the boat, take off your coat, and take a look around. 'Cause the sky is finally open. The rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella. Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Yeah, there's always been a rainbow. Oh, tie up the boat, take off your coat and take a look around. Everything is alright now, 'cause the sky is finally opened. The rain and wind stop blowing, but you're stuck out in the same old storm again. You hold tight to your umbrella. Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell you that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. Yeah, there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head. It'll all be alright.
So, what is your experience of including kink and experience of including kink and fetish into Pride? Because I know that's been raised quite considerably recently.
Yes, our wonderful friends on the three-letter alliance. I'm not going to give them any more advertising than that. You know who they are. Have spoken quite derogatory, actually, about how it most definitely should not be allowed at Pride. And the way that I feel is Pride is about authenticity. Pride is about compassion. Pride is about belonging. I see some prides doing really great stuff at including kink and fetish in their pride. And I think more prides that open up and go, actually, this is a space for anyone. This is where anybody can find belonging. And instead of, and this has kind of happened a lot, and I've thought about this a lot. If we're on different sides and we are trying to connect, then no one is going to reach a favorable outcome for anyone with closed minds, closed hearts, and closed hands. Now, I also do, as well as hypnopsychotherapy, I also do ACT, which is acceptance and commitment therapy. And one of the principles of that is going to something with your hands open. Open to knowing that what you might have thought previously might not be true. And one of my favorite things to do is to hold hands, right? Obviously, as long as you're sanitized and it's in your bubble, right? Because this is a bit, we're over time right now. But one of the things I love to do is to hold hands. Now, there is no way anybody can hold hands if all we are offering and being offered are fists.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. So at some point, somebody has to go, we aren't achieving anything here. We aren't moving forward here. How can we do it? Our brains are really clever things. We have this gift of neuroplasticity. It means that we can reevaluate what we might have known, and that might come from completely external of stuff going in and changing our viewpoint. It's something we call intellectual humility, and it's about knowing that it's okay to admit that you might have been wrong about something. And that is incredibly important, because without that, nobody changes how they think, nobody holds their hands open, and nobody holds anybody's hand. And when we, and particularly with things like, I'm also a polyamory therapist or consensual non-monogamy therapist, and relationship diversity is also something that's excluded from Pride. On the whole,
yeah,
you know, you could possibly be straight people. Well, actually, you might not be.
Yeah,
You don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know. All you are doing is you've got this conditioned fear of a perceived threat. And something that I say a lot is when you are going into a situation, and I'm just as guilty as this as anybody else, right? When you are going into a situation, really consider, are you actually seeing the situation in the present tense, or are you conjuring up mapping and biases from a situation that you had in the past that maybe didn't go so well? And if you are a marginalized community, then that's probably going to be negative. And that's a really difficult concept to put into practice.
Thank you. I know something as a safeguarding professional, the thing that I try to remind people is you're looking at things with your adult perspective. You're looking at things with what you know, and the argument we often get is about children being around pups, for example. And I say a child is not sexualized, is not viewing the world through any sort of judgment based on what people do in their own homes sexually, and they are seeing adults who like to dress up, and that is something which is not a risk to a child. And so from my safeguarding point of view, I have to think about, you know, that yes, you as an adult may find this abhorrent, you may find this disgusting. That's you, that's your opinion, that's you. But your child is not at that learning level to have got there yet, so they're not going to pick anything.
Absolutely not.
So
and this year, actually, as part of our online festival, we traditionally have a dog show every year at Oxford Pride, and it's really well attended and everybody loves it. And we decided to do that in a virtual platform. And we had a moment where actually a pup sent their picture in and said, "Can I be in the dog show?" And the person who was looking after the dog show for us kind of passed it to me and went, "Are we going to put a photo of a pup in a dog show?" And I went, "I don't see why not." And we did. And that photograph went out to over 20,000 reach on our live show. And it also, we also sent them a certificate for taking part.
excellent.
Because it's about this utilizing, and I was really lucky to be able to speak at the launch of LGBT Plus History Month last year, because the launch was at the museum in Oxford, and I spoke about this utilization of the massive scope of experiences of people. Just because it doesn't look like what you do, it doesn't mean it's wrong. It's very binary thinking in that right, wrong. It's not. It's nuance. It's the whole bit in the middle, which is where we sit.
Yeah, definitely. We've spoken a lot about barriers and exclusions within the community. Are there ways that you think that the LGBTQ community can move towards better inclusion of all people, move towards anti-racism, no bi-erasure, all these sort of things? Are there ways that you can see this moving forwards?
Well, I have somebody on Facebook called Fee Monroe, and Fee Monroe lived for quite a considerable time with stage 4 ovarian cancer and unfortunately passed away recently. And in her last video, she said so much could be overcome by loving more. Don't look at the differences, you know, look at the similarities. At the end of the day, we're all human, we're all flawed. We all think we know stuff and actually we don't. We are confused and enmeshed with our upbringings, whether that's, you know, religion or neurodiversity, or, you know, under these multiple layers of oppression, and we have evolved under that. And sometimes when we speak out about anti-racism, you bring up, and I find it, and I've had it actually, and I had a conversation really recently with someone which I found quite uncomfortable, in that they saw me present at a conference and we were chatting afterwards and we've remained friends, and we were talking about this particular moment, and they said, when I read about what you do, I had this image of you, of all that you were obviously all of these things, that you were an activist, that you were aggressive, that you wouldn't listen to anybody else, etc., etc., etc. And it's only through talking and listening that we actually know that that isn't really true. We need to bring up that pull down menu in our minds and go, okay, so why might I be feeling like this, talking like this? The internet and social media in particular is a great place to just go enter, and off it goes into cyberspace. And you then end up putting a version of yourself out there which isn't really you in the first place. And that's the kind of unfortunate thing about this. And you know, ultimately when we look at whether that's virtue signaling, whether that's privilege, and the word privilege, ooh, like a cat that's just about to eat a mouse, and the hair on the back goes up and up goes the tail, those sorts of terminologies bring out the worst in people. And they bring out the worst in people because they think that you are picking on them, and you're not. Because all of us have privilege to some degree. It's not that somebody has all of it and everybody else has none of it. It's shared out. It's not shared out in an equal way. This is what we're trying to point out. Do a bit better sharing.
Yeah. I certainly know that for myself, every time I sit down and listen to a person and their own story, it helps me to become a better person at picking this up just in the general arena of life. You know, I'm much more aware of microaggressions than I was 4 or 5 years ago, and that's just from sitting down and listening to people. So I definitely think that's a good way to go for some of us.
I think, you know, when you think about terminology and you think about the evolution of terminology, it's evolved so fast that I work in the business and I struggle to keep up. So people, you know, I talk about terminology and write about terminology a lot, and presentations that I wrote 3 years ago I couldn't use today. But that evolution of terminology is not something. Evolution of terminology is not about excluding and going, well, you don't know all the right words for this, so we're going to exclude it. It's actually about trying to include more people in the dialogue. If you get something wrong, just say sorry.
Yeah.
People are far more understanding than you think they are.
Thank you. That's good words to say. Before we close, is there any final words you would like to say to people that might be watching this?
I guess I would say, think of open hands, open hearts, and open minds. Because without that, if we're all closed off, if we're all behind our walls, then nobody gets to really meet the other person. Think about your unconscious biases. Think about cultural sensitivity. And that involves knowing your own culture. This is not just about, well, I think you need to know everybody else's culture on earth. It's not that at all. It's about being centered and knowing yourself. Knowing where you might be able to read more, watch more, listen more, learn more, and always love more.
Thank you so much, Zayna. Thank you for your time today, and thank you for talking to us at Not Alone with Pride in Surrey. It's been an absolute pleasure to hear some very wonderful, wise words coming from you, and I'm sure it's given a lot of people a lot of things to think about. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
And it always helps if I unmute my microphone. If you've only just tuned in, thank you so much. That was Vix and Zayna Ratty, the chair of Oxford Pride. Absolutely incredible chat between them, and I hope you obviously enjoyed that. If you've got any questions or queries, or if you would like to get in contact with us, you can simply text talk and your message to 88440, or alternatively you can drop us an email, contact@prideinsurrey.org. That's contact@prideinsurrey.org. I had a bit of a shock this week. Walking down the street, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, and somebody pointed out to me and said, hey, you were that person. I'm like, I'm that person. Oh my gosh, they're going to talk to me about Pride. And they went, no, you were on this TV show. And I was like, what TV show? And then I said goodbye, and I was like, okay, cool. Maybe they had watched it on catch up, or they found it online or something. Walked 2 meters and somebody else stopped me for the same thing. And I was like, oh no, what's going on? Anyway, literally got near my work. Somebody else stopped me and said, I watched you on Netflix. And I went, what? They've only got to put the program on Netflix, which means that every Tom, Dick and Harry is watching it, which means for this week, I've been stopped about 1 million times. I wouldn't mind, but I didn't keep the look, and I'm not saying any more than that. I'm not going to tell you where you can find it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. If you find it, then, well, it's up to you, isn't it? But good luck. But right. From me to you, thank you so much for tuning in. And a reminder again, you and On Loan, we're going to now cross over to another performance now this evening. We've got a great performance from the incredible Charlie Wren, who is a local singer-songwriter. And this is her song, Postcard, one of many songs that she has produced. But this one is an absolute corker. Take it away, Charlie.
Like the tide in a storm, strong and unsure, like these arms that are torn. 'Cause I cannot wait for this weather to pass. I'm trying to survive on a broken rock. always thought I looked better in yellow. I always said you look better in blue. Together we crashed like the sea in the sand. I've got to let go, I hope you'll understand. But I'll send you a postcard along with a Polaroid. I'll seal it with a red kiss. I hope you won't be annoyed, but I'm lost at sea when I'm with you. I guess I can't be myself when I'm with you. Photographs change in our minds, out of the frames that are tight, and we go down, down like the anchor of the ship that has sailed. And I always thought I looked better in yellow. I always said you look better in blue. Together we crashed like the sea in the sand. I've got to let go, I hope you'll understand. But I'll send you a postcard along with a Polaroid. I'll seal it with a red kiss. I hope you won't be annoyed, but I'm lost at sea when I'm with you. I guess I can't be myself when I'm with you, but I'll send you a postcard.
And there you go. Absolutely incredible track from Charlie Wren. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. And a very quick reminder that you are not alone. If you would like to reach out to anyone, then text talk to 88440. And if you'd like to cook along with Vangelis, then you can simply go back and watch again. And there the ingredients are on the screen. A huge thanks to Delightfully Greek this evening for joining me. And a huge thanks to you. Until next time, you're not alone. And remember what Vix and Zayna said. And that is, it's all about a little bit of RESPECT, a little respect.